Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kay, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the beauty purchases I made in June, but we're also going to take a look at some of the things that I was really tempted to buy but didn't for whatever reason. So I've done a couple of videos sort of like this now, and I mentioned in the last one that I quite like sort of talking about the things that I didn't buy and why I didn't buy them, because it sort of gives me time to reflect on those reasons, and it also helps me to decide whether I actually did want those items or not, or do want those items or not. So I'm going to carry on while there are still things that I want to buy and don't. So if you're interested in finding out what I did buy and what I didn't, then stick around and we'll get straight into it now. So the first thing that I bought is something that I've actually run out of, so this is a repurchase, and this is the Pixie Glow Tonic. There we go. So this is my toner of choice. It's my holy grail toner, if you will. It's a glycolic acid toner, quite mild, so if you're a bit of a beginner into sort of acids, then this is quite nice. However, I do know that this is something that my mum actually can't use. She does get sort of eczema and dry skin, and obviously she can't use it while it's going on, but even when it's not, apparently it just sort of doesn't agree with her skin. So that is something to bear in mind. It works really well for me though. For reference, I have a normal skin type. During the summer it can get a bit oily in the T-zone, in the winter it can get a bit dry around the edges, but other than that I'm generally quite normal skin type. And yeah, absolutely love this stuff. I have, as I've said, I've just finished one, but I haven't cracked this one open yet because I do have some of the First Aid, I think it's First Aid Beauty it's called. I've got the Radiance pads, I've got a little sample of those. So I thought I'd give those a try in between, just to see what I think. But I knew that whatever happened, I was going to want this back in my life. So here it is. Next is something that's a little bit boring. And it's the NYX, oops, come back. There we go. So it's the NYX On The Spot Makeup Brush Spray Cleaner. Nearly messed that up. I do already have a brush spot cleaner. It's Pro Hygiene, I think it's called. The label's come off, so I can't show you. There's no point in showing you the bottle, but I'll try and find a picture that I can put up on the screen for you so you can see what I'm talking about. But I'm nearly out of that stuff. Needed a new one, and while I was shopping for the toner, I just thought I'd try to find another one. This one was a little bit cheaper than the other one that I've got, so I thought I'd give it a go. Haven't opened it yet, don't know. We'll have to update you. And then the last thing that I bought, I told you it wasn't a lot, but the last thing I bought was quite pricey, and something that I talked about a few videos ago. And I know I said in that video that I couldn't really justify it, but I kind of found a way to justify it. It's this. So if you can see that, that's the packaging, that's the inner packaging anyway. Here's the box actually so you can see. So yeah, it's the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. I'm just going to show you what it looks like inside. So I talked about this in April's video, I think it was. I think it must have been. And I sort of said that I'd seen Teresa Is Dead talk about it. She's raved about it. Michelle Wong's talked about it. She loves it too. I've seen a couple of other reviews as well, and most of them have been quite positive. I don't need another powder. I know this, but I am a sucker for packaging. This is absolutely stunning. It is a little bit pricey, but I actually found it on Look Fantastic, and I had a fair amount of credits saved up from my Glossybox subscription. So when you sign up to Glossybox, in their glossy lounge you can do surveys on the products that you've received in your boxes. For each survey that you fill in, you actually get credits, so you can use your Glossybox credits either for Glossybox or for their limited editions or for Look Fantastic. So I kind of did that. So I got about £21 knocked off the price of this, which was quite nice to start with. But they also do I was going to say Klarna, but it wasn't Klarna, it was something like ClearPay or something like that. When I figure it out, I'll put it on the screen for you. So it's not something that I would normally recommend, it's not something that I would normally do, but I really wanted this. I really wanted to try it, and that was the only way I could justify it to myself. So I'm a very bad girl. I am aware of this. But this is pretty. I have tried it. I've used it once. So I'm not going to give an opinion on it just yet. But the one time I did try it, it seemed okay. But I need to use it more to see how I really feel about it. But yeah, this was bad, but really pretty. So I'm happy that I've got it. I'm happy that I've got the opportunity to try it, and yeah, that was that. So we're going to move swiftly on so that I can stop feeling guilty and move on to the things that I didn't buy, because that will make me feel better. That will make me feel like I've saved money. Does it work like that? Anyway, moving on. Okay, so there were only two things that I really, well, no, there were three things that I looked at, but two that I sort of almost purchased, and then one that I looked at but knew I wasn't going to buy, even though it looks pretty. It's not something that I need in my life, and I knew it, so, but it is something that I thought was very pretty. So we'll start with that one. So that was the new Natasha Denona collection. The bronze collection, I think it's called. So the palette, very pretty, looks lovely, but it's mainly sort of, well, bronzy, browny neutrals. I don't really wear a lot of those sort of shades, and if I do, I've got them. I've got bronzy, browny shades. I do not need a £65 palette of shades that I don't really wear an awful lot of. So I was never going to buy it, but I can appreciate it looks pretty. The only thing that I really wanted was one shade from it, and it's the shade Rhodium, I think. Let me just check that. Yeah, so it was just for the shade Rhodium. It looks like a really pretty sort of purpley taupey sort of colour. Looks absolutely gorgeous, and if I was to be able to get that in a single, I might consider it, but I'm not buying a whole Natasha Denona palette for one shade. You know, there are some things I can justify, and there are some things that I definitely can't. So never going to buy it. The face palette, that's probably the thing that I'd be more interested in. I've seen a couple of reviews now. It looks like it might be good for lighter skin tones. So maybe in future I might purchase that, but at the moment I just don't need it. And as for the lip glosses, I spoke about the Lipophoria lip glosses in another video. I think that was a beauty purchases video again. If I find it, I'll link it again. But I didn't like that. I did not like the Lipophoria formula at all. It was gloopy. It was, I think I remember it being quite minty. I've literally not used it since that video. So yeah, definitely don't want those. But that was that little lot. The next thing that I was quite interested in was the new Naked palette from Urban Decay, the Ultraviolet palette. So the packaging on this looks really pretty, and that is pretty much the only reason that I want it. Initially when I saw this, I thought, that's gorgeous, I really want that in my life. And then the more I looked at it, the more I realised that it's not really that pretty. And again, there's only really one shade that I'm interested in, and I don't need it. That sort of greeny sort of duochrome shade in the middle there, I don't need it. I'm not buying a whole palette for one shade. The neutrals I don't need. The purples, I don't really wear a lot of purple. I've got the Viseart Liaison palette. That is a purple palette, and as much as I like it, initially I really struggled because it's cool tones, it's purples, and I like pinks and reds better. So this does have a pink in it, but it's, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I don't want it. I'm going to save myself the money and not buy it. The packaging's pretty, but like I said, I've decided that that's pretty much the only reason that I want this, so not going to do that. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This I want. This I really want, but I really don't need it. So I definitely don't need another bronzer. I definitely don't need one that is this size. This is massive, but again, I've seen some really good reviews for it. Packaging draws me in, the good reviews are drawing me in. The price puts me off somewhat. The fact that it's massive kind of puts me off as well, because I will never get through this. Never. But it does look pretty. It does look pretty. This is another one that I'm going to go, never say never. I might, but I just haven't yet. Definitely not in June. Probably not in July. I do have a Chantecaille powder to pay off, so I'm probably not going to buy a lot in July, but maybe once that's all sort of cleared, maybe then I'll have another look at it. But if there's anything that I'm going to buy out of the things that I've just talked about, it's going to be this. So that is that. Short and sweet video for you. Hope you have enjoyed finding out what I bought and what I didn't. If you have, then please remember to drop a like on this video for me and let me know that you are actually enjoying my content. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys bought throughout June, if you bought anything at all. Let me know what you didn't buy and why. And yeah, that's it from me then. So hope you're all doing well, hope everyone's okay, and I will see you all again in another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.